Welcome, everyone, and another warm welcome to Marketing the Invisible. My name is Tom Poland, beaming out to you from little Castaways Beach here in Queensland, Australia, joined today by Stephen S. Hoffman, who's doing a roadshow right across North America. Stephen, g'day, very warm welcome, sir. Where are you at right now? Which part of the journey are you on?
So I started in San Francisco, my home, and I am in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm almost to the Atlantic Ocean.
Wow, that's a fair way from where you started. How long's the road for? Road trip?
It's a couple months. I'm
Wow.
taking my time
Oh, in fact, it sounds you get to sample coffee all over the US. That's fantastic.
all over the US and meet people, amazing people.
Folks, for those of you who don't know Stephen, he's the CEO of Founders Space, which is a venture investor. He's a venture investor, I should say, serial entrepreneur, author of several award-winning books, one of which I've just ordered. It's called Surviving a Startup. It looks fascinating, world-class reviews. He's also written Make Elephants Fly, published by Hachette, a French publisher, big international publisher. Surviving a Startup, published by HarperCollins, which I just mentioned. Our subject today is how to create sticky brands and meaningful messaging. And Stephen's going to tell us how to do that in just 7 minutes. Stephen, thanks so much for appearing on the show. It's a privilege to have you here. Our 7 minutes starts now, sir. Question number one is, who is your ideal client?
My ideal client are startup founders, anybody running a small business, any entrepreneur.
Fantastic. And so question number two, almost 7 minutes left. What's the big problem you solve? Tell us about that.
The big problem I solve is that a lot of entrepreneurs are good at their business, but they know nothing about branding. They know nothing about messaging. So I come in there with my team and we give them everything they need to know to really get on the right track.
And so they get the cut through with the brand, they get the right people responding to the message, motivated to take action, and clearly sticky, I presume, refers to memorable. Would that be right?
Yes, memorable. You have to have something that sticks.
It sticks.
Otherwise you don't have anything.
Right. Yeah, it's not like the gunk you can't get off your hands. It's the stuff you want in your brain. So tell us about question number three, 6 minutes left. What are some of when you have a client that comes in and your team works with them and you sprinkle your magic and they have this transformation, what are the symptoms that are disappearing when that happens? What are they experiencing right now, pre-client engagement? How do they know they should be reaching out to you?
Well, there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there who have a really solid business, a good business plan. They have all the pieces in place, but they really haven't figured out who they are. What is the essence of their company? How do I communicate this to my clients? If you're an entrepreneur, you have clients, you have customers. They could be users on your app. They could be business to business customers. It doesn't matter. They need to know who you are and they need to know it quickly. So in branding your company, you have to think about what is the value you give these people. I always say, go to your core value. If your brand doesn't align with your core value, then you're actually giving them the wrong message. You're going to be hurting your business. Second thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go.
No, you
The
go.
second thing I like to tell entrepreneurs is, do you want to be part of that brand? So in a lot of companies we see out there, the founder, especially, in startups, embodies the brand. Now this works well if you have the right personality, the right, and the right communication skills. Not all CEOs have this. So some CEOs, if you're the next Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, you can do it, right? They are master marketers. They were the brand. However, if you don't have those skills, you either have to develop them or you have to recognize it and say, I'm just going to focus on my company brand. Now, having the founder as the brand icon gives you an extra boost because people relate to people. People stick. We like people.
Right.
So if you're the founder and you can take on the persona of your brand and communicate clearly through your actions and everything you do, put out there publicly, great. However, there's a risk. If you screw up as the founder, then it's going to hurt your brand. If you do something unsavory, if you speak off topic, all of these things are going to come back to haunt you.
Wow.
So it's a two-edged sword.
Right. Thank you for that. 3.5 minutes left. Question number 4. In addition to some of the things you've just mentioned, like speaking off brand, What are some of the other common mistakes that folks make when they're trying to get that sticky brand and the message that's going to get cut through? 3 minutes, 20 seconds left.
A big mistake people make is they want to be all things to all people.
Right.
They want to speak to, the whole world. They want the whole world as their customer. I mean, who doesn't, right? We all want the whole world to love us, to buy our product. But in reality, your customer is almost never the whole world, right? It's very specific. And you need to speak to those specific customers and figure out what's in their head. Right. It doesn't matter what you think your brand is, right? Or what you want it to be. You need to understand what they want from you. What are their values? Are they, conscious about climate change and the environment? Is that what they care about? Are they looking for value or savings? Do they want reliability or efficiency? What do your clients want? That has to be the focus of your brand, because if your brand is not what they want, they're going to go to somebody else.
Right.
And so it's not just getting something that sticks, getting something that demonstrates your core value, but that all has to align with who they are and what they need from you.
Perfect. Thank you. Just over 2 minutes left. Can you give us a tip, one valuable free action that someone could take that's going to help them with this? How do they get started?
Yes. So finding your brand isn't like waking up one morning and having an epiphany. Oh my God, this is my brand. We all want that to happen.
Right.
And if it does, and it works out perfectly, but what you really need to do, and even if you have that epiphany, you need to test it on your customers. You need to take the time to take your messaging out before you lock it down. You might have 20 different ideas. You may have one idea, whatever it is. You need to see if it resonates with them, what their impressions are. You need to present it to customers you can do this online through Google AdWords or Facebook ads and measure the response rates to your messaging. You can do this face-to-face with focus groups with customers, but preferably you do it all possible ways, right? Through surveys, whatever it takes to get as much feedback as possible about what customers are really taking away from your branding.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Just over a minute left, 2 questions to go. One valuable free resource we can direct people to. Now, I know the answer. For the sake of time, folks, it's www.foundersspace.com/promo. If you go there, you're going to be able to order Stephen's book, which I've personally done. But there's also a terrific course that comes as a bonus with that. So get your digital butt over to foundersspace.com/promo. If for any reason it's years down the track and it's not there still since we recorded the interview, subscribe, because you're going to get some terrific content. Now, 30 seconds left, sir. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
You should ask me, what stops founders from really successfully branding their companies and themselves?
And in 15 seconds, what's the answer?
The answer is that founders have preconceived notions about what their company should be without looking at what it really is.
Perfect. Stephen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.